Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? How's your day? Sorry, I've been busy. I'm packing. I've been busy packing. I'm a last minute person. I've just been busy trying to pull my stuff together. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Uh, this show, please. I would love you to share it for as many people that can just keep sharing, please. Please keep sharing. This is a very important information, so just keep sharing, please. Don't look at my bad behavior. Just keep sharing. These are, in the midst of us, it's not all about, like, my page. It's not just all about talking, talking, talking. I like to also share informations, particularly helpful information. Of course, I always share helpful information, but helpful information. Please, if you're a parent, if you're a student, if you're a student, I don't know of home student, I don't know of international student, to be honest. But if you're a student, there's no harm in trying. Okay, don't say because you're an international student then you won't try. There's no harm in trying. The worst that can happen is they will say no. Okay. um there's some internship opportunity that has just opened. Okay. And like I said, I did a show, was it last week or so, I think, where I was talking about different, how to get different work experience and how to, get yourself as a student, particularly if you're a student. Like I always say, it's not, you don't have to, if you are here to come and do your masters, if you are here to come and do your, well, masters particularly, if you're here to come and do your masters, surely you don't want to finish and start looking for care job. I'm not against, I know I always use care as an example, but I'm not against care job. I'm just saying if you're a graduate, your job, your employment opportunity should match what you have studied or close to what you have studied. So without wasting your time, the NHS, their graduate scheme has just been open. They just opened their graduate scheme. So the graduate scheme, it's I think if you remember when I did a show, I was telling you that I got into NHS through the graduate scheme. So usually the graduate scheme is mainly for the target graduates. Well, I did a master's, so I know that, I mean, as a master student, I was able to apply. But of course, I said international. Undergraduate students can definitely apply. That I know for a fact. uh there are criteria to it. So let's quickly go through it together. A lot has changed from when I did it. Of course, I've done it almost two decades ago, almost 20 years ago now, maybe over that. um so I've done it. I did it over 20 years ago, and I know that a lot has changed around the graduate scheme. But before we go into the graduate scheme, let's look at the internship. There are some internship opportunities that has just been open. So NatWest Bank, which is part of RBS, Royal Bank of, is it Royal Bank of Scotland? Sorry, Royal Bank of Scotland. Uh, NatWest Bank have their internship has opened, and their graduate internship. Well, their internship is open, and it is highly competitive. So if there is something that you are interested in, I would urge you to to go and start applying. Is highly competitive. I don't know what the number. I don't know what the number is. I don't know how many. I don't know how many they always look for, but it's like everybody across the country. It's very. It's a very popular intern. Banks usually are popular intern. Banking, engineering companies. So the corporate world, they are very popular intern opportunities. So I would advise that if it's something that you're interested in, you don't hesitate or don't procrastinate. Is that what they call it? Yeah, don't procrastinate. Just go for it. Okay? Go for it and start preparing yourself. start reading. You've got their website, engage with their website, and there are a lot of questions there. I'm sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I am sure they have Facebook groups. They have social media groups where they do what's the name? Where you have like past students who have been there before, or students who are in the process. They would they share ideas. They are frequently asked questions. Okay. So let me read out what they're doing. So if you go on the NatWest, you go on NatWest Group Career. Okay. So for you to access it, you need to go on. Let me share the link. If that will be helpful. Just give me 1 minute. I want to share the link. So I've just shared the link for. Is it not showing? Okay, I've just shared the link for NatWest, what's it called? I've just shared the link for the NatWest intern. Please share it with as many people as possible. There is no harm. I always tell people there's no harm in trying. Okay? You don't be scared of trying. If you don't try, you don't know. Okay? So just go for it, try it out, and share the link, share the show with people. This is like more of this is not about gossip now. It's more about education. In the midst of it's all about education. We're educating ourselves. So it's open, and I can tell you for free, it is highly competitive. I know that for a fact. Okay. Now the advert. So if you just click on that link, the link I've just shared on my page, if you go on that link, if you click on that link, straight on, it takes you to the internship page. Okay. And what you will see there is early talent internships. And it says, still in university, make industry connection, solve real world problems, and get paid to do so. Okay. Now, it says view. Okay. So it says view open intern. Okay. So they have the internship opportunity that are available. If you click on it, they have commercial banking, customer product and proposition internship. That's in Manchester. They have a commercial banking relationship management internship. Of course, you click on it and you see it there. They have financial crime internship. That's in Edinburgh. They have engineering internship. That's in Bristol. They have engineering internship again. They have another one in Manchester. They have another engineering internship in Edinburgh. They have digital transformation in Manchester. They have human resources in Edinburgh, commercial banking in Birmingham. They have internal audit in Edinburgh. They have commercial banking and relationship management. That's in Birmingham. Digital transformation. So if you go on it, you will definitely see the list of what they have. They have finance, they have commercial banking, NatWest markets. That's in Frankfurt. Okay, so if you're in Germany, you can apply for that as well. So all you need to do is just go on it. They have internship frequently asked questions, FAQs. Okay, they have questions, and that is always very, very helpful. I always tell people, see, these things are, nobody can hold your hand to do it. So don't be lazy. Don't go and say, I'm looking, come and show me how to do it. There's nobody to show you. The information, every information you need is on their website. Okay? And don't let anybody, I know some people will tell you, we know how to fill the form. We know how to answer the question. It is a lie. Nobody knows how to fill their form. Nobody knows how to answer any question. All you need to do is engage with the informations there. They have frequently asked questions. Engage with it. Find out what they say. Check your result. You can tell if you're in the school, if you are in university, your result, you can see your result. You would have received your result. You can see where you are. you can see if you meet that criteria. Okay. Let's see what they are saying. I'm just trying to see. Yeah. So you can see what their criteria are. What do they need for you to be an intern? What are they looking for? What are the skills they are looking for? What are your qualifications? What is the qualification that they are looking for? Go on it, go and check it. So if you follow the link that I've shared, if you follow that link that I've shared, it's there, it's open. Okay. And the graduate scheme for there's also opportunity for graduates for 2027. That one too is also there. So perhaps you don't meet the criteria for the current one, but if you could meet the criteria for 2027. So if you don't meet the criteria for the current one, that is open, the most recent one, it's very important that you pay attention. And I remember when I applied for the NHS graduate scheme, what I did was I went on their website. I looked at what they were looking for. So the criterias, of course, being a home student was important at the time. So I don't know, because I ended up with what did they call it now? What did they call it? Protected job. That's what they call it, where they only employ British born, not British by naturalization. You have to be born in Britain. Okay. But that was the role I got at the time. But there were other people. It wasn't like a set stone. And there were other people that they were naturalized and they got a roles. But the one I applied for, that was what I chose to apply for. So they have them in different ones. Okay. So they said, what's on experience? What wants hands-on experience? Our 8-week internship gives you the chance to gain real experience in work you are passionate about. Okay, so like I said, go on it. This is not a thing of me telling you how to do it. You need to go on the info. That's why you are a graduate. That's why you are doing masters. If you're a master student or you are an undergraduate, you are in school, your university. For you to make it to university, it shows that you are able to demonstrate critical thinking. It shows that you're able to analyze information. It shows you are able to engage with complex and basic informations. Okay, so this is a time to start using your skills. Okay, this is a time to start using your skills. Begin to start using your skills. Is that okay? Okay, so go on it. Go and start looking. Go on the website and go and start looking at it, and immediately start applying for it, because time waits for nobody. They are not going to say nobody is special. They're not going to wait and be saying, you will come, you will go. They don't do it like that. Just like you are applying, just like you are interested, there are thousands of other students who are interested in it as well. Okay, there are thousands of other students who obviously want to apply for this same role. So get yourself, go on it, and best of luck. Okay. Now, so that's NatWest. Now you have the other one is HSBC. Let me share the link with you on that. Yes, this one is very. Just give me 1 minute. I will share the link. So I'm doing two things at the same time. Okay, so I've shared the HSBC one. So the HSBC one, again, HSBC is highly competitive. Highly. When I say highly competitive, it's highly competitive. Okay, HSBC is highly, in short. I cannot overemphasize it. All these internships, they are not easy to come by. They are very competitive. Okay, so they give you an introduction. This so let me read out the introduction. Of course, I expect that you go on the website and look at it yourself. It says who you are. These programs are suitable for you if you are in preeminent year of study or recently graduated. So that's if you are about to graduate or you have just graduated. Okay. Or if you have graduated, so if you have graduated a year before, you still qualify to apply for it. Okay. They will give you a real life insight into a future career, like what you see and perform, like what you see and perform well. And you will be offered the opportunity to join us on graduate programs. We use skill-based hiring to look beyond your CV. Remember when I was talking to you about, like, when I was highlighting my NHS graduate scheme experience, when I said I went to do an interview, they were all in stages, and at a particular one, the practical one, I needed, I was advised to, go get a skill. And that was when I went to Charles Stamper. So that's what they are basically highlighting. So they're not just looking at your CV. It's not about having a good CV. They also want to see your skills. Okay, you need to be able to demonstrate your skills, because banking is not just about wearing tie. Banking is not just about, I know how to bank. There's more to banking than just dressing up. Or there's more to banking than cramming. You need to understand the do's and don'ts of banking. You need to understand the various inter skills set that is needed. Okay. So it says we use skill-based hiring to look beyond your CV, because we know you are so much more than what you studied. We assess for the qualities that we know would mean you thrive at HSBC. If you can demonstrate those and have a willingness to never stop learning, we will teach you the technical stuff. Does that make sense? Do you want me to read it again? These programs are suitable for you if you are in your sorry, I can never pronounce this right, a year of study. So that's if you're a year before, if you have graduated ahead, or you have recently if you have graduated, maybe you're a year ahead or 2 years ahead, you can apply for it. There's nothing stopping you from applying. Or recently graduated, they will give you a real life insight into a future career, like what you see and perform well. And you will be offered the opportunity to join us on a graduate program. We use skill-based hiring to look beyond your CV. So don't let anybody go and deceive you, or go and deceive yourself, or go and generate AI CV. They will catch you out if you do AI CV. It's highly, highly competitive. I'm not saying it to scare you off. I'm just being totally honest with you. It's highly, highly competitive. We use skill-based hiring to look beyond your CV, because we know you are so much more than what you studied. We assess for qualities that we know will mean you thrive at HSBC. If you can demonstrate this and have a willingness never to stop learning, we will teach you the technical stuff. Okay? So, what to expect on internship or work placement? So they have induction training, they have technical skills development, they have on-job learning, speaker series. HSBC University access thousands of online courses in HSBC University, LinkedIn learning licenses. Now, if you go on it, again, HSBC is highly, 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 highly competitive. All these organizations, they are always looking for the best of the very best. So it's important that it's not just about go and cram. You need to understand what they are looking for. They are frequently asked questions there. Go ahead, go and engage with it. I've shared the link there. The link is on my page there. What else is there? Okay, so go and look at it. Share it, please. Don't keep it to, we Africans, we are very good in keeping information to ourselves. Don't keep the information to yourself. Please share it. There's no harm in sharing. It doesn't cost you anything to share it. Now we have the NHS graduate scheme. That was the one I did. But of course, like I said, a lot has changed since the time I did mine. So I won't be surprised. That one is actually open. So that one is open again. Is highly competitive. All of these schemes are competitive. It's not because of who they are. It's just the reality. It's highly competitive. And just like you might be interested, there are thousands and thousands of students who are also interested. Uh, Start your journey here. So the NHS one, let me share that as well. Um, where is it now? I'm just sharing it. Yeah, so that's the NHS one. I'm sharing the NHS graduate scheme. This NHS graduate scheme, I can tell you for free, it's very, very, in short, I cannot overemphasize how competitive it is. I can't overemphasize it. And trust me, for me who went through it, I can tell you for free. If you get through the NHS graduate scheme, trust me, you are cooking with gas. Except you don't want to thrive. Except you do not want to thrive. That's the only reason why you will not enjoy it. Because NHS gives you a lot of flexibility. And that's the same with all these organizations, whether NHS, whether public sector or private sectors. Internship is a very, very good opportunity. Graduate schemes are very, very good opportunity to get your foot at the door, because you are coming in on a managerial role, not just managerial, but you are coming in to learn. Like, you have the joy for, I think, 2 years. Well, when I did the NHS one, we have what we call the protected learning. So for 2 years, you are protected. Okay. So let me explain how the intern and the graduate scheme work, because there is that assumption. A lot of people assume that if you get into a graduate scheme, that means you have a permanent employment. That's not true. That is not true. If you get in, you are being assessed. Okay. So the fact that you make your way, the fact that you scale through to that you were successful with the graduate scheme, that you successfully you secure a graduate scheme opportunity, does not mean you are fully employed. Within those 2 years, or within the time frame, I don't know if it's 2 years. In my own time, it was 2 years. Within those 2 years, you have got to you have got to demonstrate your learning. You have got to demonstrate your ability to your interskill ability. You have got to demonstrate critical learning. There are a lot of things that they put in front of you, and you have to scale it. It's all about what do they call it now? Is it evaluation? I can't remember what it's called now. Please borrow me the English. When they appraiser. It's all about appraiser. Sorry. So they look at it. So it is not a case of you walk in and you are guaranteed a job. No, it is after those, and you will know very quickly. You will know where you stand. It's very, very easy to know where you stand, and where you have area of learning, they will highlight it. If you ever do it, if you apply for it and you get through the area and you get through it, pay attention to your areas of learning. Those are very, very important. At least the NHS one, I've done it before. I got through the door that way. I can tell you for free, don't ignore areas of learning during supervision. Don't ignore it. And I'm guessing that's the same too with HSBC and NatWest and all of that. When they are highlighting your areas of learning, do not ignore it. It's very, very important that you pay attention to your areas of learning, because all of that you will be assessed stage by stage. And after 2 years, in short, before 2 years, you already know whether you are going to stay or whether you are going out. It's very obvious. You will know where you stand, and it's not down to anybody. This is not a case of Toriko Mojedudu. It's not Toriko Ojefunfun. Nobody is interested. Your performance, it is you. You are the one that decide whether you will pass or you will fail. Okay? Of course, you don't expect them to give you expect them to leave you in a management role or give you a management job when you are not a critical thinker, when you are not a problem solver, when you are not analytical. So you need to engage. You really need to engage in it. But there's a lot of benefit to it, because You get to move around different departments. I mean, with NHS, with NatWest, all these organizations, you move around. There's a lot of learning, and it also allows you to also explore. Remember, I told you about myself. When I came in from an accounting background, but by the time I settled in and eventually got my job, I settled into procurement. And today, although I'm not necessarily directly engaged in procurement, but today I understand procurement like the back of my hand. The EU law, by the time they were tailoring the UK law to the EU law, I understand how it works. Okay, and those learning is a learning that is forever precious to me, even though I'm no more in the NHS. Yeah, so it says it's not so start your journey here. So the the graduate scheme for NHS is open. The link is on my page. I've just shared it, so you can see it there. It says, join the NHS Graduate Management Training Scheme and make a difference to the life of millions of people. We are the biggest employer in Europe and have placements available across England. We offer you the opportunity. Oh, sorry, just to reiterate, the NHS graduate scheme, the NHS in England and Wales is totally different from NHS in Scotland. Okay, the NHS in Scotland, their graduate scheme does not always come up often. Okay, it's quite different. It's done differently. I think their graduate scheme comes in, I think, every 5 years or something. Okay, there's always a backlog around it because they, like, all these graduate scheme, all these internship, they always look for the best of the best students. So your result must speak loud and clear for you. And it's not just about your results, because they know that people contract their assignments to people to write for them. So it's not just about your results. There's a lot that goes down when they are scrutinizing you or when you are being examined. And it's not a walk in the park. I can tell you that for free because I did it. I did the NHS one, and I can tell you it's not a walk in the park at all. Yeah, it says we offer opportunity to develop into a future leader in one of our specialism, including general management, human resources, finance, and health informatics. Our training work in a range of organization and type of services. You could be improving patient care in a busy hospital department or developing better ways of using data to improve key services as part of an office-based team. You will face challenges and enjoy success on a scheme where no 2 days are the same. Where no 2 days are the same. This could be the start of an amazing journey. So, for general management, this is leading teams and driving change at the heart of the NHS, develop skills to innovate. So, if you're looking for the general management angle, what they're looking for is they need you to develop skills to innovate, project manage, inspire others to support your vision, and deliver exceptional results. That's what they're looking for on that. And those are the things that by the end of your internship, by the end of your graduate scheme, you should have been able to demonstrate that effortlessly. And you must be outstanding in what you're doing. For the financing, modeling a better future for communities everywhere, shape services, find efficiency, drive effectiveness, and develop new ways of working that are better for all. Again, they've given you a clue what you are expected to have by the end of your intern. Human resources, supporting people who give so much. You will learn how to recruit, support, and retain staff, and help individuals and team meet their potential. You will improve capability across the NHS to improve patient services. Of course, NHS, you know what NHS stands for. Now, in health informatics, create the digital service of tomorrow. You see where we are. When we say they have God, we have God. They have technology. You can see. Anytime I do my show, I always talk about service delivery. It's all about service delivery. They are paying attention to service delivery. It's not for today, it's for tomorrow. Create digital service of tomorrow. Get involved in design and implementation of data system to help the NHS improve service and predict the demand of healthcare services in the future. So, if that sounds like you, go for it. Pay and benefit. Our starting salary is 30,277 with the opportunity to increase to 32,606 after 12 months. You will be automatically enrolled into an NHS pension scheme and eligible for our employee assistance program, the cycle to work scheme, and more. On average, on average, trainee earns around 44,000 in the first NHS role after completing the scheme. So you see what I said when I said you don't get, your role does not come straight. It's not automatic. You don't get automatic employment. So that you did a graduate scheme does not mean that you are employed by NHS. That's not how it works. So you've got to earn it. Meet our trainee. So there's a trainee story. So obviously they have a group. Meet our trainee and hear about their experiences on the scheme. Discover their motivation for joining, challenges faced and reward enjoyed. They are talented and inspirational future NHS leader with lots of advice on how to apply and succeed as future trainees. If you are really interested, that's something worth going for. Apply. Our recruitment process is designed to assess your strengths. So this is what they are looking for you. So our recruitment process is designed to assess your strength. It's not about what you've studied, the university you went to, or the work experience you might have had. We're interested in finding out your potential to become a future NHS leader, someone with right values and motivation to make positive change happen. Okay? So you go on the page, go and apply. Let's see. I'm trying to see what they are needing. So the application is closing on the 29th of October. It's just a few weeks away. So the earlier you go, the better for you. The earlier, if you're interested, go ahead, go and do it straight on. Don't procrastinate. Go and get it done. Recruitment process, stage 1, future potential assessment. That's done online. Hey, how are you? The future potential assessment, that's an online thing. This online assessment will take you approximately 45 minutes. So they're in stages. They're in different stages. Stage 2 is NHS GMTS alignment assessment. Again, if you go on the website, I've shared the link. Go on the website and you see it. It takes you. It will tell you if you finish page 1 and you succeed. It will take you to stage 2. It's stage by stage. There's nobody. You don't need to know anybody to do anything. It's stage by stage. It will tell you. If you pass stage 1, it will take you to stage 2. If you do stage 1 and you have not heard back, that means you did not pass. It's as simple as that. So as you pass the stages, it takes you to the next stage. Stage 3 is a virtual assessment center. So there's a center. During this half-day vac, we'll ask you to complete several engagement exercises. I think, okay, this was the one I did actually. This was the one I did that they were asking me about, what's the name? This was the one that I told you that I got feedback about my skills and I was advised, to go and use voluntary job to brush my skills up more. Okay? So then you do that and then of course if you pass, so there are 3 stages. There are 3 stages. In our time there were 5 stages. So that's quite interesting actually. Well, there are 3 stages. So if you pass the first stage, it takes you to the second stage. Then the second stage, if you pass it, it takes you to the third stage. Okay? So obviously, so once you do all of that, you are fine. Then they reach out to you. They will tell you if you are successful. If you are not successful, they will tell you. If you are successful, an immediate offer will be made. On reserve list, you will get in touch again if a place on the scheme. So if you are successful, if maybe you didn't do so well, but they feel you can still get, they can still reach out to you, they will keep you on a reserve list. In our own time, there was no reserve. It's either you pass or you fail. So that's a good improvement. And I'm talking of over 20 years ago. So yeah, it's quite a good one. Um, yeah. So um, yeah, they will allocate if you pass, and then obviously candidates who pass the third stage, uh, you'll be successfully matched with a placement and offered a place in the scheme. Will contact you to begin, so they'll do pre-employment checks, and uh, by so you are aimed this you aim if you pass and everything is fine by the 7th of September next year, you should have started your graduate scheme. It takes a while, you know. Graduate scheme, there's a lot of checks that gets done. It's not just as simple as you did it, because they have to do checks, they have to check all your documents, and they don't just look at what you have submitted. They actually contact your school. So that's why it's important. If you are the kind of person where they help the right assignment, I will advise you not to bother yourself, because they will fish you out. I can tell you that one for free. They will fish you out. There was someone, I think that was 2 years ago, someone did a graduate scheme with one of the banks, and the person passed through and everything. What dropped that person? By the time they went and checked, they would do their own checks themselves. When they checked, Ologbeni, that person, in short, they dropped the person. Even though the person did so well, there were a lot of things that came up, plagiarism with assignment, because they go and look at it. They go and look at your school record. That they have to do that, because they need. It's not just about anybody. So anybody can do well in academics, but they also want to see your pattern of writing. And these are so schools usually work closely with them, with graduate scheme program. And obviously, if you have dyslexia like myself, or any form of learning difficulties, they would always make an adjustment. So at the process of you doing your what's the name? At the process of you filling your application, is very important that you highlight if you have any learning difficulties. So like me, anytime I fill my form, I always make it very clear as I have dyslexia, and all they do is they make sure that my screen, I don't have a white screen. They have to adjust the screen for me, and they also have to so for interviews, I always get extra hour for my interviews. Uh so entry requirement. Let's see. Uh let's see, what are they saying? So there's entry requirement, so you need to look at, let's see what they're saying. Let me see. Just give me 1 minute. I'm trying to see if I can see the entry requirement. Okay. So they said once you apply for the scheme, again, if you go on the website, I'm just reading it out. But if you go on the website that I've shared, you can. So please share the show with people. You never can tell who wants this. Once you apply for the scheme, relevant preparation material will appear in your account at each stage of the assessment. For stage 1 and stage 2 of the online assessment, we provide hints and tip video, as well as practice test similar. So obviously, they don't leave you in the sun to dry. You have a lot of time to like practice and go over and over and over with the material. So this is actually very important, that you engage with those material. And I tell you, it's just a case of once you engage with it, you'll be fine. Um, there's no requirement to walk through the preparation material. However, this can be useful tool as you prepare for your assessment, and therefore we encourage you to make use of them. Stage 1 and stage 2 practice test also gives you an opportunity to test your equipment and internet connection ahead of your actual assessment. The VAC performance platform then has its own technical check features to ensure your mic and cameras are all ready for VAC. Reasonable adjustment. I've just started the final year of my degree. Can I apply? Okay, let's see what they are saying. Okay, I've just started the final year of my degree. Can I apply? It says yes, you can apply now, providing you meet all the entry requirements. Let's see what the entry requirement says. Okay, so entry requirement for you to apply for this, you should have a minimum, you should have a 2-2 degree minimum in any subject. So they're looking for you to have a 2-2. That's second class. Is it second class lower? I think. Is that what 2-2 is? I think. These requirements apply to all applicants, include NHS employee. The minimum entry requirement for all specialism is a 2-2 degree in any subject. There is no specific. I'm just reading it. I've shared the link, but hold on, I'm just trying to read this out. I don't know. The minimum requirement for all specialism is 2-2 degree in any subject. There is no specific numeracy proficient requirement for finance and health informatics. However, it is highly recommended that applicants can demonstrate a good numerate ability, have undertaken a numerate subject, accounting, finance, economics, or STEM subjects, or a degree with at least 30% of numerate content. This may be demonstrated through use and treatment of quantitative data or statistics. Yes, so you can do that. Like for you, if you studied social science, your SPSS works for you here. Okay, is it SPSS? It's called the social the data that the stuff that we use for data gathering. I can't remember what I think it's SPSS that is called. I think that works for you here if you have studied the social science. Yeah, statistics during research, statistics module or use of mathematical modeling, or a postgraduate qualification MBA, masters or PhD. Or so if you is either you have so they are looking for you to have an entry requirement is a 2-2 degree minimum in any subject, but you have to your degree must be a UK degree. Okay, it has to be a UK degree. They cannot translate your results from outside UK, so it has to be a UK degree, or rather you translate it yourself, but it must I know for a fact that it has to be a UK degree. That I know for a fact. So if you don't have a UK degree, don't bother yourself, because it has to be a UK degree, and I can tell you that for free. I don't think they even accept EU. It has to be a UK, because NHS is a very sensitive place to work. A postgraduate qualification, MBA, masters or PhD, health or management related degree level equivalent qualification. So let's see example of equivalent qualification. Okay, so these are equivalent qualifications. So assuming you don't have a degree, but you have a health or management related degree level equivalent qualification. So the equivalent qualification they'll be looking for is NVQ level 5 in management, diploma in management studies, DMS as it's called, diploma in nursing, midwifery or health visiting, diploma from Chartered Society of Physiotherapy, diploma in speech and language therapy, diploma from the College of Occupation Therapy, diploma from the College of Radiographers, diploma in social work, or certificate of qualification in social work. Then they said qualification we do not accept. Let's see what they say. So qualification we do not accept: certification in management study, diploma of higher education in any subject other than the listed above. So you need to go on their website to go and see what they listed. So you must have your qualification must be in line with what they have listed. ONC or OND, ordinary national diploma certificates or diploma. HNC, higher national certificate diploma, or HND. So higher national certificate or higher national diploma, they don't accept that. City and Guild, they don't accept that. Certificate or diploma, operating department, assistant operating department, because remember you are going into a management role, so they are expecting, they are very, very particular on what your qualifications must be. Our scheme has a significant academic study element, Candidates must have a strong attitude for assimilating. Remember, I mentioned this at the beginning. For assimilating, analyzing, and explaining complex concepts, data, and statistics. Okay? So it's very, very important that you must be academic inclined. It is not, like I said, it's not a walk in the park. And that's the same for NatWest, for HSBC, all of these organizations, all of these sectors. It is not, it's highly, highly competitive. And they always look for the best of the best students. Right to work in the UK. All candidates must have the right to work in the UK for the entire duration of the scheme. It is your responsibility to ensure you have the right visa. So that's if you are an international student who is applying, that's the NHS is not going to give you a visa. So you have that responsibility to ensure that you have valid visa. NHS graduate scheme, NHS graduate management training scheme trainee will be a full-time employment for the duration of the scheme. This is not a student program. The NHS use public funds for the recruitment and assessment of candidates. So we ask you to consider this alongside the eligibility requirement to work in the UK before you apply for a place on the scheme. If you do not have the right to work in the UK, your application offer will be withdrawn. Do you have the right to work in the UK for the duration of the scheme? To take up an offer of employment with the NHS Graduate Management Training Scheme, you will need to demonstrate that you have the right to work in the UK for the duration of the scheme. So the scheme is 2 years, so you have to have the right to work all those 2 years. You will need to you will need to demonstrate that you have the right to work in the UK for the duration of the scheme. You also need to notify us immediately if there's any changes to your immigration status after you've applied. Any offer made by the scheme is subject to pre-employment checks, which include your immigration status, your qualification verification. Remember I said it, where they look at all your paperwork. So it is not a I have 2-1, I have 2-2. If they detect, they have special software that they use in checking all of these things. Even back in then, when we be say internet, no be internet that time. They check. I remember them checking our results then. Any offer made by the scheme is subject to pre-employment check, which include your immigration status, qualification verification, and a recent proof of address in the UK. If you do not pass all of this check, you will not be permitted to commence the scheme. Then they said, there's the skilled workers visa. We accept application from candidates requiring a skilled workers visa. So they said if you are a candidate and you are requiring a skilled workers visa, they accept application from you. We adhere to guidance by the Home Office with regard to the sponsorship of individuals at all times. If you require a skilled workers visa, please ensure you meet the Home Office eligibility criteria before applying for a place on the scheme. Okay, so that's your duty, that's your responsibility. As immigration rules are frequently subject to changes, please ensure you familiarize yourself with these via the Home Office website. Non-London region do not qualify for NHS high-cost area supplement and therefore has not in the past met the minimum income requirement stipulated by the Home Office. Because remember, your graduate scheme does not meet the 40,000, is it 41,000? I mean, 40,700 and whatever they said you should do. Your graduate scheme does not meet that. Student visa holder applying to join the scheme must be able to demonstrate that you have completed that they have completed their UK degree course as stated in the Home Office guidance before working full time. Okay, so let's assume you are an international student and you are looking to apply for this. You can apply so long as by September next year you would have finished your studies and your visa is still valid for you to engage in full-time employment. Please note the scheme will cover the cost of the certificate of sponsorship. Oh, sorry. Please note the scheme will cover Please note the scheme will cover the cost of certificate of sponsorship. However, we do not reimburse for skilled workers visas application fee or the health surcharge. Please note the UK immigration rule are subject to change. Applicants who require visa sponsorship are advised to regularly check the UK visa and immigration website for the latest guidance. The scheme will assess sponsorship eligibility based on the most current Home Office regulation at the time of application. This RTW section of this website, okay, yeah. So again, that is, you have a duty to ensure that everything works for you. You have that duty, is your duty. So okay. So if you go on the website, you can see what all you just need to do. Like, I share the website there, so go on it, go and check, and please, I don't think there's age restriction from what I can see. I don't know, but of course, I'm not looking at it to apply. So I think whoever wants to apply, or if you are interested in applying, you need to go on the website yourself and go and look at it word for word and detail for detail. Okay. Now, I'm just giving you a list of some. So it's very important you go. So that we've talked about the NatWest one, the NatWest internship. That's a very interesting one, actually. You have the HSBC one, you have the NHS graduate scheme. Then there's another one that is coming. That one is actually opening in October. That's opening on the 9th of October. That is the civil service fast stream. This is also another very interesting one. Again, is highly competitive. Very, very popular and highly, highly competitive. That comes up on the 9th of October. So let me share. Let me look at that. Yeah, so that's the civil service fast stream. That's a very interesting one as well. Please, if you know anyone that is interested, there's no harm. Don't limit yourself. The worst that can happen is they will say no, or you are not successful. That's the highest that they will say. But there is nothing stopping you from applying. Okay. The fast stream is also like the NHS one, but of course you get this is more of a civil service, and this is much more rigorous. I can tell you that for free, because this, you get into the heart of the government, of the system. It is very, very rigorous, and I think they are very, very strict about your, what's the name? I don't know if they allow visa. I don't know how that works, but I know they are very, very particular about your status. Like, your immigration status is very, very important. Because you get to the heart of the government, of the system. They post you to like different places. It could be MOD. You get to the nitty gritty. So I think, I'm not 100% sure, but go and read about it. All they are looking for is 2-2. Again, you can apply if you are doing masters. There's nothing stopping you from applying. Let me see. I don't know if they do. I don't know. They also have like how to prepare for the fast stream. They have a lot of stuff there. They have the pension. They have learning development, permanent contract. I mean, it's a very, very good opportunity. These are very, very good opportunity. These are, honestly, you can't ask for a better deal. These are very, very good opportunity. And the more, once I see more intern opportunity, I would definitely share it, or I will come and talk about it. But in the meantime, go on all those websites I've shown you if you're interested, or if you know anyone that is interested. This is not the time to hide information. Don't hide information. We are Africans. Let's learn not to hide information. Hiding information has not gotten us anywhere. Okay? Don't let anybody hear. There's nothing like Majekongbo. It is put in public domain for a reason. So share the show, share it with people. Let people come and learn. Let people know what they can apply for. There is nothing. So long as you qualify for it, there's nothing stopping you from applying. People who are applying, they don't get too head. Okay? And don't limit yourself. Don't say, even before you apply, don't say, oh God, I don't think I qualify for it. If you don't try, you don't know. So try it. So long as you have a UK degree, you have qualification that they listed, try it. And don't go and look for somebody to write for you. Do it yourself. There's nothing stopping you. So long as you have a degree in UK, if you can have a degree in UK, that means you are going to school, you are doing it yourself. Don't get anybody. Nobody is going to do it for you. And one thing I will tell you for free with all this graduate scheme, if you are that kind of person that they have been helping to do assignment, they will fish you out because it is very, very rigorous. You will not last long before they catch you. And there's no corners to be caught because all eyes are on you. Remember, you are there. Just like so, I think it's more like saying like an IT student in Nigeria. That's who you are. All eyes are on you, and you are in a management role. You are actually being an intern, being a graduate. You are in a graduate. The graduate scheme is strictly a management role. So you are part of decision making. So there is nowhere to hide. Okay, I'm not saying it to scare you, but the truth is there is nowhere to hide. So for you to have applied for it and for you to have been successful, it means you have been able to demonstrate your competence at its finest. Because this scheme is not just open to just few people; it's open to everyone across all students, all qualifying students across the UK. So you are not the only one. So don't go in there. Don't be filling the form as if you are the only one. Ask yourself, whatever you are completing, are you standing out? So engage with it properly. Take your time. Don't rush to fill the application form. Take your time to fill the form and fill it clearly. Be very clear and concise. Don't tell stories. Just go straight to the point. Answer the questions straight to the point. Don't merry-go-round around the questions. Like I said, for the NHS one, a lot has changed. Me, I know that one. At the time, we used to it was five stages where you go to sweat. Yeah, funny. I remember if you see my room that time, and so I carry paper scatter everywhere. I begin the mime. I begin the mime. Only me, they look mirror, they recite, they ask myself question. It's not for the faint-hearted. You need to study. And even when you get the scheme, you need to study. You heard it there. You need to study. It's not that you don't finish studying from getting it. And you're not guaranteed a job. Yes, the graduate scheme, even the graduate scheme, by you go through appraiser. If after the first one, you are okay. The second one, there are still there's concerns. By the third time, you are not you are not adjusting to what they are talking about. They will phase you out. There's no law that says they have to employ you. They will phase you out. Because there is, apart from you being successful in the graduate scheme, there is a huge waiting list. So it's just a case. So you need to know that for every day you are waking up to attend to report at the graduate scheme, there are 1,001 people that are waiting to replace you. So anyway, so these are there's a lot of learning there. They are very interesting learning. And I honestly, the graduate scheme is I love graduate scheme. I just love it. I love it a lot. And I can't overemphasize how wonderful it is. Okay. But hey, go ahead and apply, and best of luck. And of course, like the NHS one, there is a lot of, if you go on their website, on the Civil Service Graduate Scheme website, Fast Stream website, there are different materials that can help you They tell you about different opportunities, how to prep for the for the fresh stream. I know they have Facebook page, that I know for a fact. They have Facebook page. Go on the Facebook page and go and look at what they are saying. They have past, new and past students, or people who are still in this who are still in the graduate scheme system. It's very interesting. Just go ahead, engage with it, ask questions. If you don't ask, you don't know. Ask questions. And if you are still in uni, go to your student services. Sorry, go to your career services. If you go to your career services, they have some, they could give you some guide, or they could help you prepare. They could support you to prep for the fast stream. That's something to always use. If you are still at school, go to your career services. They are there. That's why they are there to support you. Okay, they are there to support you, and yeah, you'll be fine. So best of luck, and see you, and have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye.